Hello dear viewers, a very warm welcome to our channel. It's very good to have you here. In today's video, we're going to have a look at contact points. A contact point, a distributor contact point, also known as a breaker point, are mechanical switching devices inside a distributor of older petrol cars. This is what we call the contact points. They were used virtually in all automotive applications from early 90s through the mid 1970s. Well, they were used in previous and old gasoline engines. Now they are on modern vehicles. They have replaced with electronic ignition system and coil packs. When you look at the component parts of the contact point, right here we see the contact point. Right here we see the contact point. There is a stationary contact and there is a movable one. See the one that is moving? There is a movable contact and there is a stationary contact. Now the idea is when the contacts are in place like this, when they are touching, electricity can flow from the movable contact to the stationary one. Usually the stationary one is grounded. This will be bolted to the distributor. So this will be the battery negative. And this is the line coming from ignition coil negative. The ignition coil will be turned on and off. The primary current can be turned on and off by the breaker point. So this is a line coming from the ignition coil negative terminal. When contact point is closed like so, there is current flow. And when it is opened like this, current flow will be interrupted. So basically, the duty of this is to simply open and close the electric flow through the ignition coil primary winding. When you look at the different components, we have the contact, as we have said. We have the rubbing block right here. This is the rubbing block that is going to rub onto the cam plate. Here we have the cam plate. For a 4-cylinder engine, we have 4 faces. 4 faces. And for a 6-cylinder, you have 6 faces. This is the cam plate that is going to rotate with the distributor. Now the idea is when this block slides on the rubbing block, when the high end comes, it will lift up the contact point. And when the low comes, the contact will close again. So it is operated by this cam lobe. This is the breaker cam. So this is how it is operated. And usually when this contact point opens, there is a fluctuation of magnetic field inside the primary winding. In order to prevent these contact points from arcing excessively, usually a capacitor is connected in parallel. A condenser or capacitor is connected in parallel to prevent arcing at the contact points and prolong the service life of the contact point. And this contact point is closed by this black spring. If you see this black surface, that is a spring. When the rubbing block pushes it, it's open, and as the high end of the cam plate goes away, the spring will close it again. So these are spring-loaded contacts. Now, when the contact point is closed, current flows from the battery through the primary winding of the ignition coil. This creates a magnetic field around the coil. Then, as the rubbing block is pushed by the cam, it will open. Then exactly when the points open, the cam lobe opens this and there is a current flow stopping. This sudden interruption of current flow through the primary winding will generate a magnetic field fluctuation. The collapsing magnetic field induces high voltage inside the secondary winding of the ignition coil. That will produce a strong spark. So that is basically the duty of the contact point, simply turning on and off the current flow through the primary winding. The rotor distributes this spark to the correct spark plug at the precise moment. So this plays a very crucial task in early ignition systems. Critical role is there. Now there are always symptoms that are indicated when the contact point goes bad. If the contact point is not functioning properly, usually that is as a result of a burning of the contact points, improperly adjusted contact point gap, or some type of electrical leakage. If there is a problem with the contact point, one symptom is engine will refuse to start. Points may be completely worn out or failing to open. Sometimes if there is excessive current, they might be welded together. In that case, there is no fluctuation of magnetic field in the primary, so engine will not start. That is one symptom. The other symptom is where you have rough running of the engine, uneven firing caused by inconsistent point gap. If there is a problem with the spring tension, if there is a problem with the contact point, it can cause engine to misfire. The other symptom is hard starting, where you have diminishing spark. Starting requires a strong spark. That means the contact point, they should be good to provide good current through the primary winding. And once it is opened, there should be no leaking spark. Otherwise, that can cause weak spark. Weak spark can cause hard starting. Poor performance is also another symptom of a contact point failure. Loss of power and acceleration can result as a result of bad breaker point. In some cases, backfiring could result. Incorrect timing due to worn out points can cause backfiring. The usual problems that happens on this type of contact point is pitting or burning of the contact, normal wear of electrical. If there is excessive electrical arcing, that can pit this. And the other problem is when excessive wear is there on the rubbing block, that can cause worn rubbing block. The nylon wheel can wear down, reducing the gap. And as both contact points wear out, the points may remain fully closed or may open only slightly. That can cause excessive arcing, and magnetic field collapse will be reduced, so we have weak spark. As a maintenance procedure, if you have an engine running with condenser and capacitor and this type of breaker point, always make sure that the gap is correctly adjusted. The gap for this should be adjusted approximately every 6,000 miles, and replace them if they are old. It should be replaced every 12,000 to 15,000 miles, and it's a good idea to clean them once in a while. Clean and inspect with every oil change for optimal performance. If you want to set the gap, this is a very simple procedure. First, keep it on the maximum opening position. Position the cam, turn the engine until the rubbing block rests on the highest point of the cam, and then insert a feeler gauge and measure the gap. Insert a thickness gauge between the gap and measure. Typically, there should be a gap of 0.4 millimeter. But for your vehicle to be sure, check the owner's manual and service manual of your vehicle. This gap, the gap between the moving contact and the stationary contact, should be around 0.4 millimeter. If the gap is not correct, you can adjust by loosening the bolts that are mounting this to the distributor. Simply loosen this, and as you can see, there is an adjusting slotch. You can move this. That will compensate for any wear on the rubbing block. So simply loosen the fixing screw and slide the assembly until the feeler gauge has a slight resistance and the gap is correctly set. And finally, once the gap is reached, tighten the screws and recheck the gap. If you have resistance moving this, you can always pry by inserting tiny screwdriver in this gap. You can simply pry it and move it like so that you can have an easy way of adjusting the gap. For greater accuracy, you can use a dual meter rather than a feeler gauge because it measures the actual electrical timing. So, feeler gauge, they don't measure if there is any irregularity on the contact points. That will not be measured by the feeler gauge, but dual meters, they measure all that fluctuation. So that is a very simple method of adjusting the contact point gap. Dual is simply, it is a very critical. Dual is the angle in number of degrees of the distributor shaft rotation during which the points remain closed. Points will be closed for some degree. The degree for which those points remain closed is called the dual angle. And that is when the primary winding is magnetized. If you have longer dual, more time for coil build-up magnetism is there and you have strong spark. If you have shorter dual, which means if the contacts are closed only for a very short period, you have less charging in the primary winding and we have weaker spark. As the rubbing block wears down, point gap decreases. This will increase the dual angle, and this will also change the ignition timing. It will retard the ignition timing by 1 to 2 degree per degree of dual change. So that will affect emission, performance, and engine efficiency. That is why it is very crucial to adjust the point gap and also make sure that you have accurate measurement. If you want to replacement is a very straightforward. Disconnect the battery first to prevent any electrical short circuits, and then remove the distributor cap, and then remove those screws and these screws that are coming from the ignition coil negative, you can pull them out, install new set of points just like this. This is now brand new, for example. This is brand new. And then place it, lubricate. You can replicate the cam with a high melting point grease. Grease will come with the contact point. Now look, right here we have grease, for example. With this new contact point, there is grease supply from the factory. You can use this grease for lubricating the resting surface. You can lubricate this cam surface so that you will have reduced friction. Then adjust the point and finally reinstall the cap. So these are some of the things that you need to do when replacing contact point. Contact points are mechanical switches that triggers the ignition coil. They require regular maintenance, unlike electronic ignition. So you have to check the gap, you have to check the contact point gap, and you have to check the position of the rubbing block, and condition of the rubbing block has to be checked. Condenser is very critical to prolong the service life, otherwise arcing will burn the contact points, and worn points can cause rough running, poor performance, and starting related problems. Setting the gap correctly is very essential for optimum performance. Then points were very reliable back then, and they have been suppressed by electronic ignition nowadays, but these are really dependable. Always carry a spare set of points and a filler gauge in your classic car. They can save you from being stranded if they go bad while you are driving. Well, dear viewers, that is all we have for you regarding this contact point. Find this video helpful, and if you enjoy what has been presented, don't forget to smash the like button. If you are new to this channel, please do subscribe, turn on notifications so that you will be the first to get notified whenever we come up with another video. Until then, stay safe.